acquisitions. Not today. Mirage, Vertigo, Nuke are on the way, though. ENCE Movistar Riders. And we're ready to get this party started. We're starting to get into these brackets. And guess who's going to be taking us there? It's Alex and Chad on the mic.
Hell yeah, good afternoon to all of you Counter-Strike fans. It's quarter-final day. ENCE Movistar Riders for our enjoyment. We're going to be diving on in with ENCE on a T start. Mirage, I believe. That's how the Spanish say it.
Indeed, and I like the conversation Dust was happening there about not picking Nuke. I thought that's where ENCE would definitely take this one here, but maybe just not wanting the T-side start on a map like Nuke as well. Lots of factors as we have been baited into this one. We're about to go live, but a technical issue called, and better to do it now than in the middle of a round. So
my first question, obviously, we have to start with the nitty-gritty, which is, do you echo the sentiments of the desk? You know, we just had Janko and Kassad suggest at the end of their dialogue that ENCE are coming in with a significant edge, but does not Movistar Riders some time off to develop and fix some, demo review, coming in with one of the few teams, the two teams that got that 5-0 conversion in groups? Surely that's enough to give this a 50-50 in your eyes.
Yeah, it's a difficult one to call, right? I think for the Movistar Riders, they have already overperformed from everybody's expectations.
Yeah.
And that's something that they hopefully don't have in the back of their own mind. Like, oh yeah, job done, we already made it to the playoffs, right? You want to hope that they're here to push this as far as they can. And that's something that mentally they're going to need to show us out the gates here. But in terms of the matchup, ENCE are the favorite. I would say that ENCE are the favorite. Now that Heroic is outside of that side of the bracket, ENCE could even make the run quite deep. So I think that the question mark is for Movistar Riders showing that they can compete against some of the bigger names, right? That's key right here in a playoff environment. And for ENCE, we've been talking about it for them. This feels like a necessary win if they want to start cementing themselves as a threat within the top 10.
Well, what's even more impressive by ENCE is the fact that this is the third back-to-back EPL playoff they've managed to
like it here.
Get themselves to. So yeah, here they are. Familiar territory for them, not for the Movistar Riders. Let's get this party started. The break has concluded. We're ready for our pistol.
1xBet odds are favouring ENCE here as those favourites we just discussed. 3 towards A. Alex searching for info mid, and well, Mopos is tasked with holding on towards the B bomb site.
Okay, well, you've got a nice setup here.
Should be able to deal with this execute enough bodies.
Yeah, it's just a question of execution, and Death is going to be the first to fire a shot, and successfully, too, have already fallen from the ENCE commitment. Diha distracted, still claws it back. Diha's double is big, and now Death's on notice. Run down, Hades should have this, doesn't have any help. Diha down and out through the gap in the smoke, and Spinx, yeah, finished off. That's a huge round out of Deaths. 4 frags, just sitting on CT.
Yeah, massive stuff from him, and it could have gotten out of control because they killed the sleeper cell, right? That was the under-balcony player and the firebox player right there on the way on in. And those players normally want to allow them to scale on up because Deaths is making it look like it's a standard round where you would have one guy ticket playing retake. They actually get mowed on down by Diha here, so Deaths has had to do an awful lot of work. 2 crispy ones out the gates, and then follows up through the flash onto Hades, and the final kill of the round onto Spinx. So a good start, denying the plant, but ENCE, they're going to go into the 4 spite. Eagles for everybody, light util smattering the purchases.
That does seem like an idyllic CT buy, doesn't it? You've got lots of heavy util on Mopos if he does want to repel anything quick. Deaths, Alex, responsible for middle. Now, there is one way to bypass his M4 in middle, and that's exactly what they're doing. Hades will get the info and ward off Alex. He won't be willing to contest.
Yeah, decent amount of damage there, down to 72, so scary stuff against the Deagles now on the repeat. Death's also on notice from this triple box position. We'll smoke off towards ramp to buy him a buffer, but Connector's coming and...
Ooh, scary.
It's a bit jarring.
Oh, it's no longer scary. In fact, he actually looks under the bed and grabs the baseball bat straight to the monster's head. Diha in a little bit of jeopardy. He does have the bomb on his back, so with the loss of Hades, he can go wherever he wants, and it seems like he'd like to head straight onto the underworld.
This is a great start from Deaths, right? He's normally one of the more supportive elements for the Movistar Riders. We talk about SunPayus, Alex, and then Mopos, the absolute madman, and the maneuvers he gets away without armor within this game. But we're not awfully too consistently talking about the likes of Deaths or Davy Those two can have their moments. We have seen it. Davy had a great game during the group stage on Mirage. I think he dropped 30+ kills. They kept trying to target his bomb site. And now Deaths has, well, been dealt a couple of early blows over towards A, but to stand tall and able to convert with ease. Now it's just down to a lighter buy, this time no armor.
Yeah, I mean, if they can keep this up, the first 3 rounds is a real beautiful conversion. They've only conceded 2 deaths so far, or 3. Still, Alex hands another one to Snappi. That's his 3rd death.
Yeah, they haven't had to go for an awful lot of upgrades here. If they keep everybody alive right now, they can rock these MP9s into the next round of play. Mopos is having a look, not seeing a whole lot as they just postured towards top mid. Smoke's fading, and Diha Only one to find any damage so far.
It's a pretty solid setup. With Mopos just crawling short now, SunPayus, he'd love a couple of SMG frags. Of course, his teammates can purchase that AWAP for him. There they are. A couple of extra cash injected in. Diha just hitting the lovely headshot onto Alex. But with the bomb loose, he's going to go ahead and try and his luck. Nice one for Mopos. Another 600 bucks and his first frag as well.
And they retain that M4. So right now, it's likely to see them given AWP over towards SunPayus, or he'll buy his own. Either way, the two MP9s can operate here on Mopos and Davy, and Alex and Deaths can continue to rock out the M4A1S. But the AKs on the other side, that's where the story is all about. It's about to get into their first gun round. Now let's see how they want to operate here. We know when they played Nuke against Fnatic just the other day that the first half got away from them. They had to pull up their socks and have a lockout CT side.
Yeah, I think ENCE's CT sides are just generally quite intimidating. Gap on the smoke for SunPayus. He's got the moves required. Flash is usually destined for this position, and it does look like one's got him booked. Space taken quite aggressively. Snappi partnered up with Madden. SunPayus to be boosted to try and clear out this connector area, and oh, an opportunity goes awry. They're leaning B quite heavily, and SunPayus has been caught out. Snappi straight through the window and now behind the entirety of Movistar's line. They have to count on Davy G. If he could get another, that would be ridiculous, but ENCE's frags have come through, and a save likely for the rest of these. Deaths and Alex just sitting on the A side.
Yeah, good play from Snappi right there. Right, getting through the window, being able to open things up. A big frag to make, and then they just bully their way on towards B, trading efficiently, keeping 4 alive, and they don't even really need to hunt this one on down. The upgrade for Hades into that SunPayus AWP is tidy, and the scoreline will be reading 3-1. So the bounce back that we were looking for, just to see how much potency there was going to be in the entity side, and that's good for them to get underway early. Now, it's a bit more of a bonus round, right? Deaths and Alex both would be able to drop if necessary. The only thing that they need to get into the hands again would be a SunPayus AWP. So staying alive here, integral to make sure the buys stay afloat early for the Riders.
Just because you're a bit of a Counter-Strike nerd,
okay,
let me see how close you can get to the actual answer. We'll look it up after. What do you reckon in a Tier 1 official match is the longest someone's gone without dying?
Oh,
didn't we have a half?
One.
Didn't we have a half where someone got like 23-0, or am I just absolutely spitting nonsense?
In a Tier 1, that's a curious question.
Yeah, I wonder what the highest, like, you know, immortal scoreline is.
I feel like 16 would be pretty
probably
solid.
Realistic.
Yeah.
You know, like you get like a probably ace on the anti-eco, you get 2 maybe. You can have 9-0 very quickly.
Yeah, in a Tier 1 game. I think something in the teens, in the high teens is probably likely. Remember we played a game, now this is not Tier 1, this was like Aussie Counter-Strike when JKS was part of my mob. And he had a game where he just didn't die.
Just the whole game?
Just didn't die.
Yeah, right.
The entire game. Like I think we
KD.
mauled them like 16-1 or something ridiculous, right? But it goes in the entire game just without dying.
I'll check the chat as well, see what their guesses are, and then we'll have someone smarter than us work it out. But
Header's probably watching.
Someone says 70. Come on now.
70 kills
No,
without dying.
Jeff's only having a...
Come on now,
He's having
Jeff.
a laugh.
Double orbs, instant response here, and a timeout was called. The Riders getting back underway, and I think they want to shut things down early with these big greens.
There's a lot of emphasis on closing this one out with a double AWP investment early. ENCE were quite happy with the space they managed to find and manufacture towards B and short. Davy G deployed would be the word I'm looking for, toasted up on the apps. Pressure into mid. Let's see if Mopos can handle it a bit better this time. He's just going to be responsible for the short ramp.
Yeah, Mopos is the type of guy to go with some mental plays, so I'm sure we'll see more than a few of those here today. He's also more than happy to sell his team down the river to convert around. Davy's gone down with that AWP, the secondary investment dead, and Madden right now, up close and personal, has the duel, knows where Mopos is, but wants to back on off.
Oh, you've got to be scared if you're Mopos now. Window smoke arrives, you're known. They can go wherever they desire. D has already killed that B solo. And now another AWP rattles off. Oh dear. Movistar Riders very hot under the collar now.
Yeah, Mopos felt caged and he had to make a play, but it's Alex's turn now, and ahead of the smoke is going to be Alex tucking under the line of sight, gets the opening frag and maybe stalls out this B push for now.
What's the bomb? If SunPayus was to connect that shot onto Snappi, we could have had a round instead. Things will slow on down. And Deaths again, well, the Immortal, this time unable to contribute twice.
That is difficult, right? They've just walked on into their death in multiple occasions right there. So starting to hunt. If you take a look at the radar, top left, Snappi coming in through spawn, and, well, Spinx the other. They want to find Deaths. They want to make sure they can take away this M4. He has heard Snappy's position and should be good for one. Now it's about getting away.
He's not going to be ready for Palace, is he?
If he goes that ramp, he might survive.
It looks like he's working it out.
Because the thing is right now, Spinx can't make any sound cues because he'll give up his position and he's going to take his time. The bomb halfway ticked. Deaths has found Roost over towards that A-ramp position. Madden out, trying to get quick as you like to help this one out, but if he continues to push towards T-spawn, should be safe. Oh, the Brazilian safe. He's going to be later. That's with one and another, up to 10. So Deaths could be looking to set that record that you were discussing. Does retain the M4 and gets the final kill. The greed of ENCE. Everybody goes down. Oh, well, Deaths is hitting a couple of shots early here today and happy to take the exits.
I love how he's got the Movistar blue branded frames as well. He is fully on brand. We get to see this. So this is daviG getting booked. Oh, man.
Yeah, he did get booked, didn't he?
Yeah, full. I think that's a straight red card.
That is rough. Very rough death right there, especially with the double orb setup and how much weight you'd put into it, how heavy of an investment that is. Well, they're buying back in somewhat here, Riders. SunPayus into another AWP. These keep magically coming out of his ass. Death's retaining that M4, and Eagles for 2, a P250 for Davi. It's a Palace lurk. It's a 2-2 up A ramp and out Palace here. Death's just hitting everything.
He's not going to die. I spoke too soon. The caster's curse. No, Deaths, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All good. He backs away. They have lost A. Bomb through Palace. They haven't committed. And Madden is still the unknown entity. I wonder if that's going to come around later through Underpass.
Oh, look at Mopoz's flank. There's a flank on a flank right now. If they don't account for Mopoz coming on through, this round could fall apart for ENCE. Remember, everybody died, and they won the previous.
Yeah, it shouldn't be much more for the Movistar Riders here, but SunPayus is in the right place. Madden's calling B clear, though.
What do? Do you go connector now? Like, they're planning. The bomb's going down.
Bomb has been planted.
Does Madden just play clutch?
Oh, and there it goes.
I'd have to.
Shut down. Mopoz can catch Snappi if they just bide their time. Hades confirms his presence window. Not going to be an easy retake. You got the kit on Deaths.
The smoke for a bomb on Mopoz, though.
If he can just bang Snappi out.
Oh,
Which he has, leaves Madden and Hades twiddling their thumbs and getting worried now. There's 5 players still alive from the Movistar Riders. They can play this right. Madden can try and be the hero. Needs to evade that very evasive head. And now they're running him down, 6 HP. They've got enough time, I believe. Perfect. That feels very good for the Movistar Riders. 2 rifles, Chad. 2 weapons. The rest Deagles. And they leave with the 4th round.
that's ridiculous. You can hear how much that means, and that's a massive round to win, right? That is a huge round to win right there. I cannot believe they're able to pull that one off.
Such a passionate in-game leader is Alex as well.
I can't believe that Deaths gets that first kill. They continue towards A. Madden calling B completely clear. Like, you have to know that the other players are close, and they're just getting pulled apart here. So the Riders actually giving enough room for ENCE to hang themselves in that one, and they can buy back in. The bomb does go down again. It's a Galil for Hades, so no AWP. The financial woes for ENCE quite early. That's a troublesome round to lose right here.
Well, yeah, I mean, that just gives the control right back. ENCE, it looked like they were just about to seize control of the reins, but taken out of their hands.
They want to try and punish this B bomb site here, and this is where Davi is holding. Now, last time a team tried to punish him, I think it was Godsent. He was able to pummel them, and that is a nade and a half right there. Madden and Diha softened up to about half HP. They're coming in.
Yeah, he's going to be tested, isn't he? He's got Mopoz in support and more damage. They're building a perfect defense here. The blue wall is up, and double from daviG. Get out of my B bomb site. On the reload, surely. That smoke is only going to favor daviG. He can mantle at any time, and that's if they don't fall to Mopoz. Another frag found. Hades retreating, and Snappi is perhaps the only one that can slink behind enemy lines, but this angle's too good, way too good from Death. 13 and counting.
Yikes. Snappi keeps finding the room, but sometimes it doesn't account for a whole lot like that, just backpedaling, doing the moonwalk. Meeting Death with a smile on his face, and Hades now with this Galil in hand. He does not have an AK to save, so it's not going to be the tidiest of pickups, and oh, Mopoz is starting to look his way, just peeks in the wrong direction. Hades will get a kill, but now his position's given up. 30 seconds remaining on the clock, and if Hades wants to hold on to the Galil, it feels like a bad price to take home from the fair.
Yeah. It's like that hard candy no one ever eats. Just exists.
It was a Christmas cake we got every year, and no one ever ate it. It was real solid.
Yeah, the stupid things we do for tradition, huh?
Wow, does he want to die? Hades is now stepping out very, very late into middle.
Unless that... Is that an AK-47? He's not...
But they're going to hear this, so maybe they want to hunt it down. 4, 3, 2...
He's safe.
Oh, very fortunate to get away there on the timing. So lucky to get that upgrade, a big upgrade to make going forward. Is going to have to be a half buy or maybe even an eco coming out from ENCE right now. And Davi's done more than enough here. That defensive smoke dropped. It divides the site. He pivots. He gets a couple of big kills. And then, yeah, it doesn't get easy for Deaths. A massive frag to find. 5-2. Pretty good half already from the Riders as that half buy is starting to get pieced together. It's a Glock currently for Diha with some flashes. 2 Deagles and a Tech 9 to go alongside with this saved AK-47 and turning their attention straight towards A, which wouldn't be a bad call early. Death's playing passive towards Ticket, but he has just been absolutely demolishing them.
These are the rounds you just can't afford to let go. You know there's going to be a hero AK in play. Hades flashed in. Death's responsible and just takes the fight, knocks him down, does lose his life. The second engagement, Diha does catch that nade and spotted on the retreat as well. This has been handled.
Kill from SunPayus. There's Spinx, traditionally one of the heroes when we're talking about ENCE. One of the superstars, can't yet to find a frag. I'm sure it'd be looking for a kill on this Deagle right here, right now. If he sticks his head up again, that AWP of SunPayus could punish. More smokes towards the Palace position. This round is done and dusted, even with Snappi lurking under window. And Alex will take down Spinx. So 0-7 for Spinx, not the greatest of starts. This is really good from the Riders. There's such a conversation about this team, obviously representing Spain.
It's been a long, long time since there was a Spanish team represented at the highest level of Counter-Strike.
And a mandatory round that they've handled. So you have to be happy. They've won a low-buy round. They've converted against these pistol upgrades with the saved AK. If you're the coach, you've got to be very happy with how things are flowing so far.
Especially, because, I mean, ever since that recovered round, I mean, the extra flank, good to see our fan cams are getting involved. You can raise your hands and join them as well if you fancy. IEM.gg/cam to show your support. Have a conversation. Turns out watching Counter-Strike is more fun with friends.
Yeah, so you have something in common. You all want to watch this game right here, right now. So let's see which way this one's going. Vent not broken. Mid control taken. So if there is a window boost, it means Snappi can't go around the back lines here towards that B bomb site with ease.
Bit of a whiffed molly. ENCE kind of just stumbling their way into these openings now. Definitely feeling that pressure. Already 6 in the bank for Riders. Diha, he's done it once. Could he possibly do it again in that opening duel? He's so good for it. Mopos this time feels his wrath.
It's actually a big scalp to take. Damage done onto the side. Deaths will go down without a kill. Feels like the first time we've seen that throughout this map.
Yeah, just a bit shy of it onto Madden. I mean, this is a huge advantage now. They've managed to find 2 picks on 2 different extremities, mid and B. SunPayus over aggressive. You'll tuck into Palace and be responsible for A. It enables Alex to be a bit more freedom, or have a bit more freedom here through mid. Davy G. 1 man against potentially 5. An AK-47 is all he has. No utility as well to force their hand. D is going to show presence towards A in mid. Alex.
That's a kill. That's a kill.
Should have it. Does. Madden's gone.
SunPayus is rotating over as well now. If Davy can get 1 or 2 here, there's a chance.
Yeah, Davy does just need to slow him down. Good shot. Really nice. A snap onto Snappi appropriately. SunPayus hard clear. Still does get down Diha. With 20 seconds, that bomb goes down. It's Spinx to plant and Hades to defend. Bomb has been planted. SunPayus. Does he go for this? 1 bench, 1 planted. He knows that. Clearing through. Does connect onto Hades. And looking to stamp a 3rd ticket. Spinx. His next victim. It's a mind game at this point. He's been tagged and fragged. Nice handle from Spinx. Not many frags, but that one has impact.
That's his first 2 kills within the game so far. So massive. You see, once he gets on the board, rounds are going to quickly follow here for ENCE. That AWP saved. Hades is going to be very, very happy about this. But to report quickly here, the buys are coming in from ENCE immediately after that round, and I can see 2 Mac 10. So this might be speedy out of Snappi.
Oh, it looks very speedy, doesn't it? It's got the go faster stripes written all over it. The fact you've got some deliberate SMGs.
It's a B play.
This is very ENCE.
Yeah, right now, if they can punish this B bomb site here, they just were able to pick off Mopos on a late aggress. Davy, they're coming your way very quick.
Mopos should hear that unless they do hit their walk keys appropriately. Oh, he heard it or saw them. Drops his panic smoke, already being run down.
So much space.
Jumping through, taking space and heads, and ENCE kick down the door and stamp and plant their flag.
Oh, yeah, well, Trace referenced it, right? That interview with Snappi on HLTV, if you want to check that one out. But want to find the direct quote here. We always talk about the play style. We always have a bit of a chit-chat at how enjoyable some of Snappy's T-sides could be. He said they have a joke. We'd like to say, if rushing doesn't work, rush faster. So you see a little bit of that right there. Just quick as you like, out onto the B bomb site. That space was taken so quick because Davy wants to drop that divider smoke, but they were past it. They were already in his face. They were what is up. And they're going to grab their 4th round of play here. 3 rifles to be retained.
Wow, so essentially, Spinx goes from 0-7 to 3 frags for 7 and 2 rounds out the back of both of them.
Quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what? That's impact. In terms of conversions off of your frags, he opens up onto B, running through that divider smoke. And now the scoreline getting a whole lot more competitive.
And those 2 MAC-10s get upgraded into silenced M4s. So that's not too bad at all, is it? Now, over here, you can see that with those saved rifles, Movistar Riders can drop themselves a couple of guns. They can make sure that they have a full buy.
Is that a Frisbee collection, or was that just a multicolored plate?
I think they call them discs in the industry, Alex.
Excuse me, was that a competitive disc collection?
We might need to get Dust on the line to check that one out. I know Trace has a direct red phone.
Oh, look at that disruptive molly. He's actually given himself vision. Their run boost all the same. He could be susceptible to a Hades clear. But Alex, even though he does disrupt it, I think just by alone, them observing the smoke being a little skew-whiff.
Yeah, does he swing back out here? Alex is on his own, right? There's a lot of pressure on this angle. The team has to know the connector's a problem. They can weasel up everywhere. Tries to pivot on the timing of the smoke. If he actually followed through with that grenade, it could have found a big chunk of damage onto Snappi and Diha. Madden now working up Cat, Diha, and Snappi trying to set their sights on connector, and pivoting back with the bomb is Snappi. I think they're worried about some of these Movistar Riders re-aggressors, right? And we know that Mopoz loves to push that B bomb site every now and again.
They may have caged him though with their B quicks. Alex lost his head. Madden, big opening frag.
Look at the radar. Look how split up the defensives now from the Riders. 2 on A, 2 on B. The mid corridor is completely free for ENCE, and that shot felt free for SunPayus on the peak car now. Diha can't get it done, but Madden with the trade, and now all the pressure on the AWPer.
Yeah, Death's good for 1 on this engage. They're coming in for the plant. Snappi very confident in getting that one down. He knows only potential from CT. Mopoz has caught Hades in mid. Not going to be easy to break back through despite the 3v3. Spinx does meet the AWP bullet, and just as I say that, the bodies are dropping. It's only Snappi. He planted.
Awkward position to find himself in here.
Just going to have to stick on this duel with Mopoz. Mopoz gets the info safely. Now that's his cue to get the hell out. Bomb is ticking, and Snappi catches the bullet. SunPayus does manage to close the round eventually.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe overstepping the mark in a couple of those fights there, because the Riders sit back and they deliver, and they're going to get up to 7 now. The plant was good. It's going to be a bit of extra cash to ensure an ENCE buy, but that's a round that looked very, very good until it didn't. Right? Yeah. You get all the space, you get into the site, and then it drops the ball slightly. Now, going to be taking a timeout here. This was a shot, right? This was SunPayus. Now, that mist didn't come back to haunt them. I'm sure he would have been feeling a little bit like a goose if it did. But that's a great shot onto Spinx, isn't it? Just the gap of the head picked on off, and aware that there's only a couple of places Snappi could get to. Sandwich or back towards Tetris. And this was after the kill on Alex, the loud leader right there in the middle.
Yeah, he definitely likes to make sure his team know when he's satisfied with a round. And well, you would be satisfied, wouldn't you? 7-4. ENCE at times have shown bursts of brilliance and definitely getting under the skin of this defense. But if they can close this out, if they can get closer and closer to the 1 out half, a single round would do it. Everything else gravy, but 4 buy for ENCE.
Now, saw the coach right there, you could see there's a couple of these moments where you'd be like, all right, boys, let's tidy it up. Let's keep it a little bit tighter here. I'm sure that was probably just the conversation to have, because their approach hasn't been bad. Alex up and out the window. He's going to make it down towards that underpass position. Mopoz lost in the smoke, and a defensive smoke placed on out. Oh, Alex goes down again. First death for Diha. And another one falls. Madden with the 2nd in the round.
Can they really recover this quickly? It's a late trade. Madden gone. Diha known. Davigi opts to push aggressive, and it's always a funny mind game in the apps. Oh, Davigi, he's going to be sticking out. They're going to be kissing in the smoke, and quick adjustment from Davigi. He's made it a 3v3.
That is massive right now. There's real problems for ENCE to operate now. They had a big advantage. They actually had part of the map contained, but Davi's aggressive. How aggressive? Is he going to push forward? Is he dropping on back? What is he doing over towards the B apartments? A minute on the clock to ask and answer all of these questions, but Spinx still perched up towards Palace, is about to have reinforcements.
This smoke achieves nothing. Absolutely nothing. They cleared mid as a unit. And now they're grouping for an A take. Now, the question will be, is Des playing retake?
Well, he's been great, hasn't he, in terms of when they've hit this site. He's just been able to deliver from ticket time and time again. And look at the Mopoz rotation. Scoops up a Molotov late. That could be instrumental with 40 seconds left on the clock now. They're starting to creep on up ramp.
They could be out. He knows that. Hades is posted up now. Mopoz on a timer.
ahead of the flash.
Oh, he didn't spot it, but swing out, and Spinx is in. The entire ENCE squad committing. Lost his duel.
Bombs loose.
Problems, 20 seconds, and now a big shot from Hades. Oh, and daviG just on the slither gap falls to Hades Orp, and they love it in that. 5th for ENCE, and the funds are tight now for the Movistar defense.
Still a close round considering how that started. It was 2 very quick kills out the gates right there for ENCE as the Riders try and set the tone. They try and dictate the pace of that one right there. This was the opening kill. That smoke dropped. Diha's been great over towards these B apartments. Several times he's found the opening kill. He goes down to this little smoke maneuver here, and oh, hello, I can see you, says daviG. Back in with a broken buy. MP9's famous alongside this M4, and a shot from SunPayus is strong onto Snappi. Needs to get out of there, blocked by the box, but can now rotate and pivot around the map as Madden is quickly going to try and take this space.
Yeah, quick re-smoke. He will just continue to maintain that presence and pressure. Smoke's all over the map at this point. They will start to fade. Madden gets a lot of room to get his short maneuvers set up.
He's found a gap, hasn't he? They have to be aware it's possible, but it's quite quick after the AWP play, and daviG, talking a room, has more than enough here and is hearing a lot.
Hades going back to T-spawn and has been fully heard. Look at the setup, look at the map. It's very occupied, and he's even working on a very speedy flank. Oh, Diha, with his knife out. With his knife out, and the bomb, it doesn't get better for the boys of the Movistar Riders. He can just pull the plug, get out of there. And now they're in a very scary hot box. Madden is taking B space, but how is Hades supposed to get there?
They have to allow him to go for a flank here, and I don't think Mopos spotted him, but Madden's not looking. If he pivots on out, this should be a free kill for Mopos.
Moz does address it. Madden's gone, and now ENCE really are in a tight box. 2v5, what are you supposed to do?
Save, I think, is the call. Hades' in-game body language tells a lot about that as Movistar Riders. They're going to pick up their 8th round and secure the win on the half. Maybe some more damage to be done as Deaths is flirting with the idea of some aggression with this MP9. Would love to get his hands on something a little bit juicier.
Love that for daviG as well. You know, this is the bomb site where he's been having to do a lot of work, a lot of dirty work. This time, he doesn't get any of the same sound cues he's used to getting and takes the space immediately, leading to info and potentially the round.
Which is crazy to take that type of a fight, considering how much we've been talking about Diha and how he's just been locking down or finding openings over towards the B apartments. But there it is. Round secured, and ENCE, they have to operate with the 2 saved guns and about 3.5 the high end. And I believe Madden was on the low end here. He's actually gotten dropped across an AK. Snappi is going to find himself with a MAC-10 in hands and a Galil ball up for Diha. So the buy looks better than it could. Util is one of the qualms here. I think that Hades can buy a bucket load and another timeout called. So an opportunity for Saw to get them up to the 6 or 7 mark just before this half subsides. Remember, this is the map choice of ENCE. Coming up next, Vertigo. I'm curious to see how that one goes down. And the third, if we do need it, will be Nuke. We have 2 quarterfinals today.
Yeah, I seem to recall ENCE as well. Like this, they've been in scenarios like this before. It was Fnatic with an 11-round defensive haul on Nuke. And still not enough with a response from ENCE when they do get over to that defense. They can really build up crazy comebacks in consecutive rounds. Movi, everything is a bonus here, but 10-5 sounds a whole lot better.
Loss bonus for either team in the last round of play is going to be fairly terrible, to be honest with you. It's going to either be 1,400 for Movi or 1,900 for ENCE, so you can just see the back and forth nature of this game that we've had. SunPayus posted up towards window here, can retain, so the cat smoke and window smoke follow. Very B/mid centric out of ENCE, nothing towards A early, and they're trying to take this space mid. Snappi down with the MAC-10.
You want them to know. Snappi's here. You're going to have to look for me. Deaths is given that responsibility, and now daviG is going for something very brave. His teammates re-smoked him, so if they do choose to walk through this...
They just executed B. There's a smoke kitchen window, but this is up to Snappi and Madden right now. And
nice
Madden strikes
find.
first.
Yeah, clears out. Mopos on the bricks. daviG, just as that smoke is starting to fade, he's going to throw in some flames.
I'd be deep.
ENCE can go anywhere with this. Diha is a real demon into these B entries, and Snappi's got the rotate completely cut off.
Underpass to A would be nice here.
Oh, Snappi lets it slip. Good catch.
Anymore.
Knocks him off of the tool table.
Jess is hearing this.
He's He's working it out. Spinx so loud, stampeding into the site, hard clears for him, and just as he looks away, Deaths pulls a 17th frag out of the hat. Good damage and a nade for Hades' name. He lives on. 3v3 here, time-sensitive mission. We do need to see a plant. Madden responsible for it. Can they contest it? The answer is no. Hades is perfectly placed and positioned. And it seems like ENCE may have done enough. Daviji's rotating through CT.
Might have to be that save. Remember, the loss bonus in the next is miserable for either team here. So to give up all of their weapons, to give up all of their guns right now would not be the call to make. And on the CT side, if you get that save, at least they're still going to get the loss bonus. So Daviji and SunPayus, worst case, can drop something across here. Try and get some Famouses in the mix. See what they can help their squad mates out with, because that's ENCE bouncing back. And it looked really good from the Riders. That smoke to deny the B execute. On the radar on top of your screen, you would have seen there was a kitchen window and a kitchen door smoke that had come on in. But the smoke of their own had negated a lot of that space. It was all the room taken by Snappi and Madden, who having a breeze, just walking up catwalk, walking up connector, and constricting these rotations.
I think if you compared the T-halves of Snappi and Madden, you know, they're playing a different game. Snappi is just getting BS'd on multiple occasions. He did, of course, struggle to finish the job, but Madden's getting people with their back turned, stationary, and he's always getting the space up short.
Isn't that crazy? Deaths has 17 kills now. He is leading the server by a large margin, and most of that came in extremely early. Feels like they've been avoiding his bomb sites a little bit more so, especially in the early round. In the late round, we see him finishing A.
Yeah, I think the takeaway was, okay, he's hot, boys. He's hot. Let's try somewhere else. And so are the Spaniards 2 up through the ladder room.
Well, I guess if Madden keeps taking this space, this is one way to lock it down, right? Make sure there's 2 of you there. At least you can trade worst case scenario. And he's coming again. Snappi and Madden working mid.
Madden's been loving it. Snappi too, to be the supportive element. And SunPayus, has actually taken down 1 on A. They're going to walk through this. Oh, Deaths may not be prepared. He's under barrel. SunPayus doesn't have the info either. Barrel could be the end of him, and it is. Oh, Deaths cooked. Spinx with a double A site entry. ENCE should have this. Trying to change the dialogue now is Mopos through connector. Snappi's not going to be ready for this one. It's a question of the trade from Madden. He's good for it. Strong post plant. Last round, it's all going into it. And another for Madden. He is definitely doing his duty here. No time for this. 3 to find. Daviji, the B defender, late on the retake, and no one giving him a fight. Absolutely no one. It's frustrating. Oh, it's very frustrating. He does go down. We'll call it an 8-7-half. Good recovery from ENCE, you know, 8-5. They do come back and find the last 2 off the back of a timeout. So we're pretty much tied up. 8-7, swapping sides. Let's see if ENCE's defense is as spicy today in the quarterfinals.
CT right side. I will plan for CT.
I'm only jungle. He was at the CT. Jungle dead.
CT.
Nice.
2v1.
B player, B player.
Nice! I swear to God, they're not gonna scream more than us.
Well, it sounds like they're having some fun over there on ENCE, in a battle not only in the server but in the studio. We're live from Dusseldorf for the quarterfinals of ESL Pro League Season 15. Fist bumps are in, and we're into Mirage's second half. I'm joined by Chad Birchill. The map pool raised some eyebrows. This is the pick of ENCE. We get to see Vertigo next. I'm looking forward to that. And Nuke, should we require it?
Well, I think we might need to get Heku to install a decibel reader on her phone and down by the sidelines there to see who will end up being louder. But the 1xBet odds are still favoring that of ENCE. Daviji on the pass lurk over towards A is where the action's going down. Flash over and away we go.
Good flash for the CT player. It's Madden. See if he can replicate the dominance we saw from Deaths in this position on that USP. But it's not a commit. Interesting. A single flash. They're trying to almost fake a fake.
3 out of Palace here. They can snowball into the site and try and overrun Madden. Hades is the individual who needs to chime on in from connector. Here comes the second wave of util.
Hades is there to address on his P2K, spots him out, and oh, that's with so much info. They do leap into the site. Hades catches a bullet. Very low, finished off and tucked in by SunPayus, and he's handing out haircuts. Another this time for Snappi. Gets his mop chopped. Diha and Spinx left wondering what on earth they're supposed to do. A 2 versus 5 and already chipped away at. Daviji's even on the underpass, with respect to Diha. He's got his crosshair there, but falls apart. And Spinx, the last to be added to the list.
Okay, well, they're getting allowed back now, and for good reason. They have a massive pedestal to put themselves up on both pistols. Both pistols, right? If they get the conversion right here, this is fantastic for them early in map number 1. Now, this was out in Palace straight towards connector, not towards the CT fight that Madden would have been looking for. And a great round from SunPayus, just running through him, knocking him down, and, wow, sending him into a 4-spy scenario here. ENCE, can they bite back? Deagles with a scout in the hands of Hades. Some smokes to work with, but not as easy on a map like Mirage to hold them at bay with utility. Like a cat smoked.
These are the scary rounds, Chad. Ooh. Oh, and that gets scarier for Davij as the scout bullet does embed itself into his Kevlar.
One of the positives here is the fact that it's completely unconfirmed. Hades has no idea that he hit that shot. He doesn't know that somebody is the walking wounded and one of these Deagle bullets to the belly. Because as a scout player, if you're able to call out the tags, guys, I've hit 3 of them. I've hit 3 that they're going to fall on over. Just sneeze. Back to smoke and molly combo there from Alex is now combing through this mid control. Looks like Spinx is the one to get tested first. Bullets to the belly looks like...
There won't be any flashes. It does look like it might be Davij that rounds the corner first, so the easiest click of his life. Just like that. SunPayus loses his head as well. Spinx is making this round costly. AK in hand. He's so threatening right now.
Alex is behind him. He doesn't know.
Needs this frag. Needs this right back immediately. Does provide it. Can he close the gap? Recovers the AK as well. 3 becomes 3v3 and more required. Alex is blowing down the entire defense. Maybe Diha. Bomb planted. Very little util. Reveals himself. Alex really got to play his life here. And Diha does greet him.
This one's on.
Like Donkey Kong. Galil finds another head. Death, so for some reason, not anticipating the speed. And Mopos just hiding on the site. Diha and Mandan process of elimination begins. And that's a good find. Isolates the duel. Puts Diha down. Madden closing the gap on the dig. Needed that from Mopos. 10th secure for the Movistar Riders and sweat off the brow as that second round force was very threatening.
Oh, it's a huge round to win as well. Again, just loud about a pistol with conversion. You know what that means? Freebie, cha-ching, the slot machine. It's all going to come their way now as 11 should be all but secured here. Will have to be that light investment. There's the tag. Very unfortunate, but that almost led to their demise. The easy shot from Spinx to follow up with the headshot. This here from Alex. Heroics. 3 massive kills on the way on through to mop up the mess that was made. And then, well, his counterpart on the rifles, Mopos, has to get it done. Picks up the final 2. And a bit of frustration to be seen on the faces of Hades there because it looked good. Looked like they had a real chance to get this one knocked on over.
It looks very promising, doesn't it? You know, you're already starting to prepare your celebration when Spinx gets 2, and you can see Alex is well up for the duel of the decibel limits. Feeling good, feeling very good with that one. 10, and the freebie to come, so just don't want to trip up too much here. There is still a Deagle in play. In fact, a couple of them, 5.7s. Astralis are trying to start a new movement in the pistol department. We saw them whipping out 5.7s on their equivalents of these rounds, but a couple of Deagles smattered in there. Hades keeping it light for his AWP in later rounds.
Yeah, timeout was just called there, so a big discussion to be had before getting into this one. And you lost a lot of bodies in the previous. If you're the Riders, you want to keep as many of those alive as you can. You know the guns are coming out into the next. Hades should have just enough to get that AWP. He's been quite frugal with his cash. Could just be a simple A execute here. Up and over they go. The up and down smokes, and ahead of it, Madden had a chance, but the bullet not landing anything lethal. Anything at all, really. Yeah. A bit of damage done to Alex.
Deathmatch here, edge of the smoke. Madden will have an opportunity and seizes it. Takes down SunPayus. No more casualties immediately, but they are close. Don't have to rush this plant. Albeit, smokes have faded already, and Death is still going to give it a go. Losing bodies, Snappi still finds one over the top of the box. And this Death's posted up, securing the round. 2 casualties is about where it has to stop for the Movistar Riders. Spinx can make it even more costly.
Yeah, he could do something crazy here. He has been kept relatively honest, old Spinx. We saw his impact in the first when he was finding kills, helped ENCE get on the ball with a couple of rounds. There's a shot. They're only well and truly known now, and as I mentioned, you want to keep bodies alive, so you can see the Riders aren't just wide-swinging him, not giving him any chance here, making him walk on into the jaws, and daviG will get it done. Now they're trying to scoop up the rifles, and they will.
Nicely done. Well handled. Threatening, though. ENCE definitely know that they can still lock this down.
This is where it is really going to heat up, right? Because if ENCE win this one, you know, they can bounce back in, they can take away a couple of guns. Riders likely down to a half buy or something a bit more forcey with Galil's in the mix. And then ENCE can start working on their CT hole. But this is two slow starts after the pistol round losses for ENCE here. Now, in the first half, they did get the first gun round. Let's see if they can do that again. Diha out middle. Hades trying to oversee, but this is looking very direct towards A. Damage to Spinx's head as he goes down. Madden on the trade, but they can just hit the brakes now. It's a 4v3 out the gates.
How often do you have that exchange? And more found. Deaths has taken down Diha's mid crawl.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, big uh-oh. Red flags. For ENCE defense, they could lose everything here. Hades investing into the AWP as well. Snappi had a quiet start to this quarterfinal.
That's very problematic, isn't it?
But I mean, to return to that Palace exchange, I mean, that's a rarity, no?
I think it's something that maybe you'd want to go for on the CT side with two to get a default player. Someone who just would lurk apps, right, on their lonesome. But the fact that they're greeted with so many bodies and so many bullets, like, yeah, that's going to stop maybe a lot of these aggressive maneuvers from ENCE going forward within this second half. But this has massive ramifications, especially if the Riders can take away all of these guns.
Snappi to be tested here by Deaths. Timing's everything. Oh, he spots him. It's going to get a free frag. So they know where one is. They know it's maximum one AWP on A, and it's SunPayus to take the gamble, just plunging into the A site and taking space. He is exposed.
2v2
does
now.
go down. They've managed to make this competitive round. 30 seconds. Snappi, what? Straight through the smoke. Forces daviG into a clutch scenario. Orp on CT. Snappi quick to close this gap. daviG gonna get run down. Straight through the smoke. Snappi closes the round. What a turnaround. Was it two? 2v4. Two bodies lost early in that Palace exchange.
Oh, and that's huge. Snappi and Hades have had the least amount of impact, or at least as far as the frag department goes for their team so far. The two lowest fraggers for ENCE step on up and turn around the round, and this is it. Just Death's walking in. He's the bait on the end of that fishing rod, just seeing what's available. That is huge from Snappi as well to find that kill. If you're Alex, you're just going to be sitting there, wow, what am I meant to do? And then coming through the smoke, knowing the bomb has to go down, Snappi takes an in-game leader risk.
Wow. Okay, well, that is crazy. You just start to think you know what's going down, and ENCE reminds you who they are. The fans will be happy with that for sure.
Couple of ENCE jerseys in the mix right there.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that round, a bit of a roller coaster, wasn't it? And a timeout is called again. This is another conversation to be had here.
Felt like it came a bit too easy into ENCE there as well.
I thought Hades was out of position because they were already out of the apartments, but he actually arrived at the perfect time, right? Because they'd have gone, well, I guess he's not CT. He must be jungle, must be connector, and they're looking the wrong way, so not accounting for that pick on in. It's a half buy from the Riders here. MAC-10's pistols upgraded over towards the B bomb site. It's an opportunity for Spinx to farm up some kills alongside of his in-game leader, Snappi.
Snappi far too switched on to allow any funny business with the quick B. Oh! Hang on, revenge could be quick and swift. Deaths does manage to avenge from the former round. Spinx puts him down. As there more to come, the nade could be great. Sailing through, good aim and spray from Spinx as he deters the invaders. D has arrived and nothing to celebrate for the Movistar Riders.
Ooh, relatively clean, right? It could have got awkward. You saw what happened to daviG when he got run down against a similar fast player that ENCE ran in the first half. Well, Spinx recovers after Snappi's death, and the gun should be coming back out for the Riders here. Opportunity now for ENCE to really start closing the gap. 11-9 the score reads. Will not be an AWP available for SunPayus right now. And that molly that landed, you could see it just kind of cascading over the window, stalled out the rest of the rush. Right, that was the key difference maker. They weren't able to get into the site and capitalize on Death's opening. Yeah,
going for a very aggressive maneuver, and it's worked out. daviG just sprayed down, flashes, smokes, doesn't stop Diha. And Hades appropriately looking under.
If Alex oversteps this mark and just goes down, it's become so hopeless as an in-game leader to have to try and call in a round like this. Like losing one player early, all right, we can still operate in a 4v5, but losing two and then being in a 3-on-5 with so much time on the clock and no space taken, you just have to wonder what can we do to get back in. So the temptation of leering mid has caused the demise of Davi. Now back towards A, where Madden up close and personal in the sandwich position. They do have a Molotov, 2 of which, but they go in contact.
Didn't throw the Molotov. SunPayus, you've got to consider this. Does and eliminates Madden without a bullet fired. We immediately return to an even keel, 4-on-4. Mopos to deliver the bomb, a high flash, and Hades, oh, he's missed the shot, loses vision. Mopos got to be careful with that bomb here. Spinx is ready to swing out on CT, off that flash. Oh,
Everyone's blind.
So blind. This can go either way. This is the duel, 1-for-1. Snappi arrives as well, down to 45. Bullets left and right. Alex struggling to find anything lethal, and now just deaths up against them all, and the spray just shy. It will be a 10th for ENCE. This gap has closed, and it's closed quickly. It's crazy how hot and cold Movi can feel.
That was a really nice hard clear from SunPayus, wasn't it? You could see them pivot back towards Tetris to get some utility going off there, but there was just so many flashes, just a rally of flashes coming up from both teams, which denied a lot of those early fights. But timeout called, you can see the coach, Blade chipping on in now. This is the 3rd timeout called from the Riders here. And this is an important moment in the game. Now, this next round of play won't be a buy. This was the opener, Diha up over, and yeah, you can see he just catches Davi, who's jumping out backwards to avoid those flashes. Nothing he could do in that environment, and that's the hard clear. Madden had just quick changed. Maybe he was looking at his radar, maybe in a bit of a conversation, but SunPayus under the line of sight, straight into the head. That was him dead, but a good recovery. And ENCE, they're doing what we seem to know them for at the moment, is put up these CT walls. 3 consecutive, 2 of which have been against gun rounds. This will be another one against a lighter buy, a bit more of an economical coming in here. Just the meat cleavers, 4 Deagles out with 1 Glock and looking for heads on ramps. Mopos is in the flames here. Booster's been spotted. Madden's nade destined for success. Davi G goes down again. Another first death for Davi, having a rough go of things here on this T half.
Yeah, Madden's set for this retrieval. It's just Alex putting himself in the crosshair. So we're going to tie things up neat and tidy with all 5 alive as well. So a little extra cash on that win bonus.
That is really tidy. It is indeed. Madden up to 21 kills now. That's going to do wonders for his confidence. He's catching and breathing down the neck of Deaths, who's at 22. He had a marvelous first half. This is both of the A anchors who have been having very good games. Now, this is where Riders, that gun round, that timeout they took, this is where we're going to see the fruits of that labor, right? What were we talking about? What's the change-up going to be? Because when they went for the default before, Davi G can't go down top mid, right? Ooh, and a timeout called here from ENCE, the final timeout for Saw being used right here, right now. So I guess trying to just establish a platform for how they want to try and close out this game. Now, what would the change-up be? Okay, they've been losing members early and middle, right? So maybe we look for something a bit more direct or something a bit slower. This could be an opportunity where they take the pace out of things. They allow the CTs to go aggressive middle, find nothing, rotate back, and then you can just walk into that open doorway of the mid corridor through underpass and top mid.
Yeah, ENCE have been quite stubborn with their mid holds as well, though. They're happy to borrow or something up early towards those mid boxes at times. Hades has got a great spawn for early AWP presence in mid.
That's true, right? That's one of the little details here. You know, if he had a good palace spawn, does he take that? Well, he has a good mid spawn if he wants to jump on out. You know, you've seen AWPers in the past. They fly out window, they throw their own smoke towards connector, they take a fight around that and then dip away like nothing ever happened. Well, here he goes.
Does the strafe? No, straight down.
Look for the boost.
Yeah, could be.
Oh, they're in no man's land.
Okay, he's dead, and now a response. Davi G looking the wrong way. And that's it.
Oh, he's lucky to get away here. It felt like there was a miscomm on what the actual plan was. Diha's down next to his brother, and Hades is looking at him like, what do you want?
What do you want?
What are you doing here?
I've got something to do. I've got places to be, people to see.
The 4-on-4, this can really stall out. And for the Riders, you're starting to think there's a couple of positives here. Okay, well, we found ourselves early into an even exchange. They have a couple of smokes left over, some flashes, some mollies. Now it's about regrouping and not giving away a kill without a trade possible. Death still throwing a fake towards B. We'll draw Hades over to help out Snappi. Spinx burrowed down on A with Madden overseeing business. And mid is a weakness right now. But ENCE have been so aggressive there throughout. The Riders don't want anything to do with it just yet.
Looks like you're starting to see see the plan take shape.
Window smoke, perfectly timed.
Just as he does leave his hidey hole, provided with a smoke to obscure window. Hades has to be kind of on a bit of a swivel to be aware of both apartments and the window flank.
A well-timed molly here as well. Snappy's held it back. He's going to push.
Straight through. Back to turn. No trade. ENCE just comes through. Death nearly loses his life as well. SunPayus makes it clear where they're coming. Need to hit that wallbang if he can. 19 seconds and Spinx can still destabilize. Mopos would have to hit a banger, and he has. Maybe there's still a chance for a plant. 10 seconds. Mopos has to do more. Madden, edge of the smoke, loses his head. Mopos can't finish the job. One shot, one kill. Needs two more. Hades in the clutch. Looking to really shatter the dreams here of the Movistar Riders. Low HP. Doesn't matter with the AWP. Just has to hit them. Knows they're likely close. Jungle the angle. Deska strafe out, and he does give him an opportunity. Expecting the response from Pius. Looks away. Still hits it. One more required. Time sensitive, and it's just too much to ask. 12 on the board for the Spaniard.
Oh, that early exchange. They worked that perfectly there. The utility was fantastic. You saw Snappi have to take a risk to try and turn the round in his favor. If he doubles up there, Snappi, that round is likely done and dusted. And then Mopos. Wow, he finds out Spinx. He clears his corners. This one here was huge. Hey, you're sticking out quite wide. And through the smoke, he finds Madden as well. So beautiful stuff from the Riders to grab their first round back in what has been 4 consecutive rounds right now for ENCE. Remember, no more timeouts here for ENCE to call. They can buy again and back towards mid. It is a change up from the Riders. Quite heavy over towards B. Looking if that AWP can find them anything on the jump. Snappi needs to be very careful with the way he searches for this information. Deep smoke. Gonna buy them some time and actually should send them packing. Gonna have to look elsewhere for a pick for the next 20 seconds or so.
Yeah, you can see ENCE are aware and ready. Well, mid-info denied. Standard, par for the course in the mid-util. Oh, Davy given an opportunity.
Come on,
Spinx, you can try and kill Spinx, keep him busy, but now he's activated. Takes down Davy. They know he's there. Late through short, Mopos down as well. Alex just tucked on the bench. Very susceptible to an AWP shot, Snappi. Tagged, still not fragged. They can't seem to find him. They're just hiding behind the bench, and Death runs to his. 2v3, still so close. The Glock does connect.
They know Diaz here. He doubled up. He shot, but I don't think they expect it. Oh, they do now.
Whiffed it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Alex needs one. Does provide it onto Diha. Another 1v1 established. Can Alex post his 4th? He's done so much. And on this low HP, up against the AWP, even the P2K could come out to close the job.
Bombs loose.
Just like that. Hades closes the round this time. 1v1s back to back. This time ENCE take it.
Yeah, you can see how tight it is. And Alex is almost the hero coming late cat again. He did that to them against the 4-spy, right? Alex comes late, cat gets 3, almost does enough there. Catches Spinx. And this is it. Like, Snappi wants to go down because Diha's come and taken this exact same position. And look, a little bit of a flub from Diha there. You can see what the pressure is. Makes that sound cue, gives up his position. He goes down and puts the pressure on Hades for the clutch. But back to the pistols are the Riders. And Snappi's getting loud now.
This is a competitive quarter, man. 12-12 coming down to clutches.
If they execute A right now, it's just Madden on the site. He's going to need to get multiple kills because it's quite a mid-centric defense right now from ENCE. Here comes the util. Madden, it's on you.
What have you got for us? Already ready to unload. The mag leaves with 3. Nothing to celebrate. Nothing left of them. 1 minute 29. We conclude round 25. Swift dismantling of the eco.
Yeah, well, you love that, don't you? And it's a great opportunity there just to get the confidence even.
Time for some massages.
Yeah, this is the last timeout called in the game. This is the last Riders timeout. So there's none left. Both teams have used all of their 30-second opportunities, and this might be the most important. You can see Blade, the coach here, chipping in, giving them the final words. There's 6 seconds left before this one is done and dusted, and then it's just down to the freeze time. They can buy SunPayus into the AWP. AK's out for the rest. And just mowing them down. You can see here the highlights of Madden and Diha getting it done. Swift kills on the ecos. Neither team really with an established bank here, but late in the game, if ENCE lose a round and they don't save guns, 1,400 loss bonus being broken on the CT side late, especially going into a round like round 26. This one could come back to sting. Insta window smoke thrown out. Away we go. Is it pace? Is it A little bit more of a tentative temptation as Davi isn't going to cross top mid, but Madden's made it into the underpass.
Yeah, now we've seen them try this on their attack, or rather defense, but are they ready for it? Alex is, and holds his nerve, holds his spray, and takes Madden out of the equation.
Remember how important this round is as far as the finances are concerned. Did Davi see him?
I don't know. Yes, he does. Does adjust, fires off a warning shot. Spinx just stands and ready for the duel.
Needs to get out of there now.
Half health on short, he says.
Snappi's pushing B apartments here. Could be a lot on Snappi's shoulders. You can see the bomb, it's up in the apartments, and that spam on through it. It gives them a lot of information that he has pushed up. And they were setting up for what was looking like a B, and they still are. If Snappi thinks that he scared them away with that aggressive maneuver, he would be wrong. Spinx is staying. Diha still towards window. Hades, close A ramp. If it's a B execute, Hades' rotation is miles away. It's almost quite literally the opposite side of the map.
Okay. This has led to a favorable execute then onto the B site. Davichi still in mid, can maintain the presence. This
Snappi's
is great
rotating.
From Alex. He's pulled them off the B site completely. Diha doesn't have answers. It's still smoked.
Spinx, they're coming.
They are. He's got so much to deal with now. 2 from short as usual. It's working again. Death's just broken in, takes Spinx down.
Have to save.
They have to save. We talked about this. They really do not or cannot stomach a full wipe of their finances.
That is just outmaneuvered, right? The opening kill with an aggressive maneuver like that from Madden, you can see it just coming back to hurt. He was on his own, he couldn't trade, tries to take the risk, tries to use the spawn, and gives up an opener right there to Alex, who was playing a bit more of like an off-angle, right? Perched up on the wood, not sitting back with the tip of his noggin. So a great round. A great round from the Riders here. And Snappi showing himself in B apartments. I know he didn't physically, but the bullets did. Said, I'm up here. If you want to come, you're going to have to clear me close. And it's never an easy clear. So that is great from the Riders to stick to their guns.
And Death is, not only is he a pillar of defense over on the A side initially, he's now starting to really be a bit of an entry fragger as well. He's thrown himself into the ring first. This time he catches Spinx on that short side, distracted by this late 2-man short that's working wonders for the Movistar Riders. It was Alex up late. Again, finds a frag. Their mid-util arriving around 45 seconds, sowing complete destruction and a little bit of second guessing from ENCE. So 13-13, this is Death walking out. Spinx has got himself in 2 minds. You could see there was steps from Davi G. Death's leaping out the window at the same time. It looks good.
Well, these Seb guns are worth their weight in gold here. It's allowed ENCE to get back another full buy. The only omission is 1 defuse kit. Spinx could have bought one, Hades, Snappi, they all could have bought a kit. If that comes into play late, remember that Diha has the only defuse kit right here, right now, as he unloads through the smoke. SunPayus on the boost will not be gifted anything as they've been able to get Spinx up in the vent room here, a bit more committed towards mid. Hades on towards short with the AWP and Snappi flirting with the B rotation right now. So A is currently the more susceptible bomb site.
Could have Hades v SunPayus here. Or Bjork. A rare exchange head-to-head, and it does go SunPayus' way.
Does that lure them into this position, though, of Spinx, who needs to get at least 1 if they push up his corridor?
So much time in this round, and Spinx is going to come down that ladder. Davi G. Oh, the flash! Still loses his duel. Spinx not having any issues in the duels in the one in the window. Alex has taken down Diha as easy as that.
That's the kit loose now. So they will need to get that if they want to go for a retake here in the post plant, or it'll be a 10-second defuse.
And this is going to feel like a B. Watch this. Deaths to arrive onto B. Does he have util? A nade's not great, but he could sell it just with his frag and body. His teammates have thrown some util as well.
Nade's good. Snappi's going to call this clear, though. Spinx is looking for something in middle and still has Alex towards the underpass.
Nothing to report in mid.
Wait, where's SunPayus going? All the way back through T-spawn. Spinx could catch them here. This could be masterful.
Oh, maybe. Maybe. Just looked away.
Did he hear anything?
He's hit walk now.
They've left B. They've completely left B.
This could be the play.
If he goes all the way around A, if Spinx thinks it's A, it's the wrong call.
He thinks it's A. Moppers is selling it now. They are keeping him guessing. So brutal. And they're a wide open B bomb site. Movistar Riders are running rings around ENCE. And
Madden might not be
Madden.
ready for this. He's going to go down. Moppers gets a free kill right here, right now. That's the round.
It's surely the round. They just want to hold on now, and Snappi's looking for Moppos. Finally gets it. Nothing more to celebrate, though, as that is a great call. Again, calling circles around the ENCE defense.
The timing right there from Spinx. If he was 1 or 2 steps forward, he could have actually heard and even maybe killed SunPayus right there. So timing, cruel right now to ENCE's. Riders are the first to get to 14. We have Vertigo waiting in the wings, but map number 1 already delivering. I hope we get more of this throughout the series. Exactly what you want to see from both of these teams. Locking horns, going toe-to-toe.
Yeah, there's a reason they're both in the quarterfinals. I think for some, Movistar Riders were definitely an eyebrow raiser in the fact and the way in which they secured it. Could they keep that up? You know, can you really keep that momentum up? You're flying so high. You've been a team and a unit developing for some time now. But round 28, let's get ourselves into the nitty-gritty, and it is a little bitty for Snappi. He's going to have to go for an MP9.
He actually dropped 2 M4s, the one that he saved, right? And he dropped another one across. And I was talking about the fact they only had 1 defuse kit in an earlier round. That's actually come back to help them in a big way, right? $400 for one of those. So by holding on to some residual cash, they have a very decent buy. 4 sets of head armor, 1 for Kev. And we've got Smooya right there. I know he's a bit of a Movistar Riders fan in the fan cams. You can go and join him, go and say hello. Go and join the fun as this one is heating up. Over towards A again. This time it's much more of a direct approach. Nets have gone back for that 3 heavy mid control. Hades doesn't have an AWP this time to try and defend with. He's just over towards Ticket.
Ballsy call, okay.
And all in.
Here we go. Smoke sail. Davy to try an entry. Molotov to stop the swing. Hades actually throwing out a defensive smoke upon the execution. Keep them guessing, make the clears harder.
Still no rotation from Madden or Snappi.
They're not moving. The Movistar Riders have faked them out too many times, perhaps. Bit of a wound there. Spinx got a gap. A gap he does try and exploit, but Davy takes the scalp, a big one. Hades fights back, as does Diha. Even trades. Left in a 3v3, bang through the box. Davy will go down. It's a double from Diha. Deaths in the post plant. SunPayus, both ramp side. This can go wrong in so many different ways. Still worried about the flank. They group up on the cross, a good flash to get across. Deaths, dancing, great find on the first, all onto SunPayus now. He just has to deny. Kit is on Madden, he's in the smoke, but he hits the first, needs to hit this one bang. He can't even check it, doesn't find it. 14 is secure for ENCE, and again, these two teams cannot be separated.
Oh Lord, this is so close. These last string of rounds we've had, the clutches, the one-on-ones, this retake right here, right now.
Oh.
This is getting real tight.
Dia did a lot here.
Yeah, great trading. And the fact that he just keeps on banging through the box there and finds Davy G, that's a massive one to find on back. Putting himself on the line is Snappi, and Madden just hoping that AWP bullet doesn't track him on down. 14-14, buys back in, looking a little bit better for the Riders here as why not rinse and repeat.
One of the younger CS fans, I think, is on the fan cam there.
They're going back for another A execute, but this time there's nobody over towards Ticket, at least as the round starts. I say that Hades starting to rotate around the long way.
Is it really just a...
Rinse and repeat, why not?
Rinse and repeat, okay.
Oof.
That's not fun for Davy G. Catches one on the nose.
Here they come again.
The ENCE util is there. Diha again to be activated. Madden, good for the first. 26. He's really catapulting himself to the top of the scoreboard and sending the Movistar Riders down. Oh, Diha nearly finds one straight through the smoke. Mopo's low. Could be put lower here. Diha does strafe out a little wide, a bit greedy into the SunPayus AWP.
There's no way back. Spinx is going for the flank here. Hades needs to stay alive, allow his teammate to work.
Hard fag for Alex to find as well. Yes, Alex does somehow pull it out, but they're so low. Snappi catches an AWP bullet, lives on at 24. This is the Spinx flank. This is the round now. If he goes for Palace late, oh my God, he's coming back around because he needs to get the info. SunPayus, one behind, one in front. Snappi opts for connector.
They're planning safe. They're getting it down, and he's seen him cross. Snappi's seen him cross.
A lot of information. Spinx actually has opted, interestingly, to join Snappi. So they'll be worried about ramp when they shouldn't be. Good find onto Snappi, but they're surely not going to work this one out. He has the element of surprise here. Moppers may have heard him, I'm not sure. Yeah, they check it. Oh, what a snap.
He knows he went
Spinx
CT.
looking to come up clutch. Nading CT, not looking the right way. Needed that from Mopos, holds his nerve, and 2 taps, puts 15 on the board first.
Oh, that one is really going to sting right here. The back and forth nature, the lost bonus I spoke about being a CT side and getting broken at this juncture of the game. ENCE are definitely broken. What a huge round again. Just this game, the back and forth nature of all of this, these close scenarios.
Even this 1v1 as well, like it's so nerve-wracking. I think there's a little bit of an but Mopos with this HP, he cannot miss this first bullet. Has the time, constantly moving, back of the head, finds it. A big one to be posted by El Toro.
They're biffing out mid right now. This is aggressive. Mopos leading the charge.
Looking for it, looking for trouble, looking to finish this in regulation. No slip-ups allowed. 4 of them out mid. Spinx trying to be the hero, the only big gun, FAMAS in play. He knows he has to be active. Madden's already calling Palace clear. It's a little nugget of info.
They're coming back, though. And if they come back towards Palace, Madden just plays to contain. He doesn't need to play for info right now. If he pushes too far, he will go down. Mopos flirting with the idea of pushing his way, aware that this Palace push is possible. They've just gone into a default spread right now. It was heavy mid. Now it's very standard as they creep and they crawl their way out top mid. SunPayus with the AWP has Alex and Davy G beside him.
No info mid right now for ENCE. They are flying blind.
A B split would be amazing because Snappi and Spinx on the side, they're going to be stuck on down, worrying about all these different corridors.
Molly will stop that jump. Hades wants info, just a 5-7, and Madden's actually caught Mopos on that Palace push.
He just called T-spawn clear. They know that it's not A. Well, at least it's not A through ramp.
Through the mid-smoke, some bullets to bait. Hades, they've run past him. SunPayus needed that. Davy G delivers through the smoke, though. Madden can do a lot of damage. Even trades. ENCE making this competitive, and Spinx has fallen. They can't stop that. There's nothing they can do to stop that plan. It gets really awkward for ENCE. This is their pick. This is where they wanted to take it. And Movistar Riders looking to pip them at the post. Last round of regulation, a man advantage. I don't even see a kit. They have to be finding these frags, finding them now, and 16 secure. The Movistar Riders throw a knockout blow to ENCE's Mirage. A full 30 required, heroics from every individual, and I just want to hear what they have to say about that one. I'm sure they're riding quite the high. They take ENCE down on their pick, and I hope Heku can grab one of those elated Spaniards to hear how they're feeling.